Yo, what's up, guys? Showtime Doctor. So, last Cloudia, managed to complete Tower. I was hoping I could show you guys, but unfortunately, it just poofed. So, I was thinking I wasn't gonna come back during reset because they said, the cooldown was up, but maybe it takes a day off or something. I don't know. As far as my experiences with Tower. To be perfectly honest, I've been waiting for Tower for a while. I thought it was weird that Tower was going to come out before PvP, but that's just what they decided to do. How do I say this? It had its issues. It was fun in a way because we had a lot of essentially there was a lot of new challenges, which of course the game desperately needs, because most of us by now that have been playing for a while, we can basically auto damn near everything in the game. So in that case, that was actually a very welcome change. Now, as far as which floors I had issues with, I believe, was it floor 10? Floor 10 was the first time I was like, oh, okay, these guys are doing some decent damage here. And then I skated until, I forget which floor it is. I want to say it's 12, actually. It might be, I think it's 12. I don't know, but that's the one where you fight the Bluebeard captain dude. And my issue with that was our DPS was so slow that I let him get his pirate ship ult off, and that's like instant kill for like, unless you're seriously rocking like 7k health or something like that. So, killed 3 out of 4 of my units, and I was like, okay, I can't let that happen again, so you refresh, right? And then got through that just fine, and I didn't have any more issues after that until floor 20. Now, floor 20, that was, there's a lot of spell damage on that floor, and they also have the MP decrease effect going off, so odds are you've gone through a butt ton of MP if you didn't just reset or like heal your units or whatever right then. So my issue with that floor was just basically I ran out of MP and I didn't want to, because when you finish floor 20 you can basically go back down and reset your squad and do whatever you need to every 10 floors. But so I reset that one like 4 or 5 times because just your basics of trying to get your squad ready. And then after that, I'm trying to remember the floors I had issues with. The first floor I had, from floor 20 to 30, I believe it was floor 25 when you have to fight that, it's like that statue or whatever, the land. Like it looks like an arc pretty much. And the reason I had issues with that, number one, I forgot to bring defense down, which I meant to put on my, my Randy and I just didn't. But then, if I remember right, that one actually had pretty badass thunder magic. It might not have been thunder, I forget what it was. But whatever it was, it hit pretty hard, and so you basically had to either break it or just DPS it down like super quick. And eventually I got past that, but I think I lost Papoy, which, you could just reset Papoy later, it's not a big deal. Then after that, I pretty much went through until we got to the Thunder Twins, as I call them. I completely forget their names, but it's like that archer and the dude with the gun. Holy crap, those guys wiped me more than anything else. And it was just basically because they have their ultis right away, pretty much. Like within the first 5 to 10 seconds, they can just both just... And it's so much thunder damage, so I went back down and I reset and I was like, okay, I got a Stonewall. Debuff to their intelligence. We have auto barriers, so it was just a matter of making sure everyone had their magic defense, passives, and then just going to town on it, really, which was a little bit harder than I anticipated. So I went back, I think I did that one in about 7 or 8 runs. And the main thing that saves me in that is I take Randy, because I run Randy, Princess, Papoy, and Dine right now. Eventually I'm going to switch Dine for Zekis if I can, because that's just what I got. Now, so the or I shouldn't say easy, the best way to do it is to get them to focus on your Randy, you run them around the other side, so that when they do their big AoE ult, you gotta get at least one of those ults to just hit Randy, because the stupid AI in this game, they just all love to stand in the same place. It's so frustrating sometimes. I'll get more into like kind of the cons stuff later. But eventually we figured that out. I think like 2 people died, and no big deal. Just get them up tomorrow or the next day, or do the tweet to refresh thing. So then the only other problem I had after that was floor 30, of course, because holy crap, that guy was a pain in the butt on the regular world, but that took it to a whole new level. Pretty much what happens, I forget his name now, Zookland or whatever. I don't know, but I went and reset for that fight like 2 or 3 times over the course of 2 days. Essentially, he's weak to Holy, but once he gets to, it's somewhere around 50 to 40%, he just buffs himself like crazy. He gets all the stat buffs. He also gets resistance to pretty much everything, including Holy damage, which is something he's very weak to. Or basically the only thing he's really weak to. And then I put Night Killer on my Randy, defense down on my Randy, and it was just a matter of... Oh, also I put Breaker on everybody, which is funny, because normally I don't put Breaker on everybody anymore. But I put Breaker on everybody, and then just made sure I was whittling down his break bar at the same rate of as his health, at least to the point... Because it's right around, like, 10% he goes super aggro crazy, and he just double spams his ultis, or his AoE effects. On that fight, he got his lesser AoE off, but then he was broken, and then, you know, Randy just hit Torpedo Slash, and that was it. Oh, and then also one other strategy I did for him. When he got all of his buffs, I just ran around. Like, I didn't try to DPS him or anything. The AI is still DPSing him like idiots. But I just ran around so that we weren't doing a ton of damage to him, and I gave time for everything to go off. Because unfortunately in this game they don't have any type of dispel mechanic. Like, I still think they should put one in, make it like chance on hit or something if you just don't want things to get dispelled, you know, 100% of the time, but it gets a little ridiculous when someone has like 12 buffs on and you can't do anything about it, or 8 buffs in that case. So, but yeah, run him down, and then once all his mitigation stuff goes off, just break him, finish him. Because in that way, you're guaranteed to finish him off with an ulti or a couple ultis, versus, you know, trying to DPS him down when all that stuff is still up. So that was my experience with the actual map. Now, this brought, for me, it brought some additional things that have been, you know, plaguing the game as of late. Number one, the AI. The AI... We all know it's, like, stupid in a lot of respects, right? Like, it just spams spells, doesn't matter if someone's at 5%, 2%, time to hit Shining Zulk, even though it's only one person, you know, stuff like that. But the bigger aspect for me, though, is the AI is so silly in the fact that they all stand in the same place, because if they have auto attack on, they generally have to line up in most cases with the enemy. So you'll get to the point where, depending on where on the map the enemy is, the casters will just basically run right next to the enemy and start casting. And of course, depending on who you're fighting, if they got AoE cone frontal effects and stuff, they'll just be chopping, you know, chop sueying everybody. And so, but as far as how to deal with that, well, what are you going to do? You're going to switch to every individual character and run them away? And then, meanwhile, what's that guy doing? He might be chasing one of them, and before you know it, even though you ran them all away, they all just run back into range and do the same thing. So that's some silly stuff. It gets really frustrating, you know, especially with, like, the turtle. You know, like, it's a turtle, all we gotta do, you know, stand in a freaking 2 guys top and bottom, 2 guys left and right, but they all just stand right in front of them, and the turtle's like, ha ha ha, turtle uses tackle. And it's just like, it was super effective, and everyone just sitting there getting beat up, and you're like, guys, just at least half of you spread, go stand somewhere else, stand on either side of them. And so you gotta kind of manually do that, and it gets super annoying. And most of the time now, like you see in this case, I don't even have to do anything with the AI because you know they're strong enough to deal with all that. But in the case of Tower, you know, not everyone's strong enough to just straight up deal with everything, just lickety split, even in not optimal scenarios and standing positions, what have you. So it got really frustrating, man. And I've been waiting for Tower for this entire time, and I was hoping it was going to be really fun, and it's really not that fun, to be perfectly honest. So then I was hoping, like, okay, well, the rewards, you know, the rewards are going to be amazing. And, yeah, you know, like, I was just so happy, like, I'll show you guys my shop. I was just so happy that I could actually go and get more tier 2. tier 2 token, like, crystals and stuff. Because there's, like, a gigantic shortage of that, and then farming for it's just, like, super annoying. So, like, you look here. And here's all the stuff I bought, like, literally. Just all this stuff. Because there's so many characters and you have to grind so much. So many freaking tier 2 crystals just to freaking get them upgraded. So I went and got all those crystals. In general, I usually don't have a problem with green crystals, but I actually did just go through a bunch of them. So now I'm just going to go get that. And also I'm getting some... the ancient alchemies. I have problems keeping ancient alchemies, and I also have problems keeping glowing phosphates. You see about 30 of them. Because they seem to be using everyone's upgrades, and there's so much upgrading to do. So, I just get... I only actually need one right now. And you guys are looking at all these clusters, like, why aren't you buying the clusters? And I don't need them oftentimes, because when you're upgrading a character, you don't really get to the end part of the tree, which is where most of these are used, for like multiple characters. Like right now, I probably have maybe 5 that are actually ready to run tower and have it be like a basic thing there. And even that 5th one, it's kind of light on the HP, so I'm actually having to work on their mitigation right now. So, the characters that are ready for it, though, I'll tell you offhand. Randy, Papoy, Princess. But Princess is always an issue just because of her low base health. Like, there's almost nothing you can do about it, even if you give her the best arcs. There's, like, one arc that increases HP 20% that actually gets her a butt-ton of HP. But anyways, and then Dine, I'm running Dine, and then Zekis. Next on my promotion list. I got the stuff for him now. I've seen people complain about Lights of the World. I'm like, well, got a bunch. How about you? I'll be working on him. The reason I didn't take Zekis first, though, because I had a choice between him and Dine. And quite honestly, the reason I didn't take Zekis, his AI is fucking... It's stupider than stupid. Like, frequently you will go to Zekis and he has 3 charges of his 2. Or is it 5 charges of his 1, 3 charges of his 2, and a Cocutus queued up, and maybe if you're lucky, this is at 2 charges. And you're just like, God, dude, use your skills. He's just sitting there, like, spamming whatever spell he has on. Spam, 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 spam. Run around. Auto, 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 auto. Run, run, run. Auto, auto, auto. Spam, spam, spam. Zekis, you're like the strongest breakcaster in the game. Why aren't you freaking using your skills? So, in order for me to use Zekis on my my tower team, you gotta really actively be playing him because his AI is just brain dead. So, but anyways, as soon as I'm done with Dine, he's gonna start getting the majority of the upgrades. You see, I haven't really done much with him. I just got him the basics, but I need to go. I mean, Perfect Strategy is pretty good. Oh, I forgot. There we go. I gotta get the boost, for sure. Oh, yeah, Diamond Dust. Gotta get that. Ice High boost. Get all the intelligence nodes. By the way, I think it's really sneaky that, because for the most part, you look at the red for the physical attack stuff, and you're like, oh, it's not that important, and then you get up here, like, oh, I could survive without 5 SC, that's fine. And then, like, over here, they have a freaking int node. It's like, They don't normally do that, but they want to make sure that you go up there, so that's kind of dumb. But anyway, so this guy, I gotta buff out his health. Perfect strategy, besides making him non-interruptible. It also reduces attack damage taken. You know, good stuff for anybody. Giga Drain, I don't really need as much because I have Acid Rain, which is also ice. So if I'm going to give him something that's going to lower defense, I'm just going to give him freaking Acid Rain, or whatever the hell it's called. Or Phaser, you know, that too much. Warlord of Ice, that'll help him keep his mana, that'll be good. Ice Wall will be good against fire attacks. Cocutus, just really good deeps. And then, like I said, with all that stuff, so I'll be working on that. But right now, I've pretty much finished Princess, I've finished Randy, I've finished Papoy. I've got Dine, he still needs some work, but I've got him with most of what I want. He's got all of the, like, mitigation stuff. Terror Meld, I really just don't consider that necessary, to be honest. If you want defense down, you should be able to get defense down. I've still got to work Filmic Sun up to rank 3. A couple of int nodes missing. And then I've maxed out Blaze of the Underworld. I've gotten Silence Nil, Flame Critical. Ifrit's maxed. And then over here I need to get him Ancient Flame so that he can spam his spells a bit more. That's right, I haven't really finished that. Oh yeah, I did, I finished this. SC15 eventually, when we get to that point threshold. And yeah, he's pretty much gonna be done after I gotta farm a fair amount of, couple of reds and a fair amount of purples, some blues. So we'll get to that, but... And then after that, I've been pulling, in fact, you know what, we'll do a pull in a second. Normally I like to stick around 30k crystals, but whatever. I'd love to get Lily or Lilith or whatever the hell her name is. And even the new character is actually pretty cool. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so as far as figuring out a 6th hero, I used to be really high on Robin. I'm not so much anymore, just because he can still be really good, but it just seems like there's something missing with regular Robin. And I'm not just even comparing him to just, you know, the better version of Robin. It just seems like he doesn't make that big of an impact in a fight. Even if you give him, like, all the same talents. It's probably just me being spoiled by Randy. But I don't know, I would still figure he would be a bit better than he is, so it's kind of disappointing me. So now I'm kind of stuck between, well, who do I want to build up? I've gotten Ray up fairly well, but he's still really low on, like, HP and stuff, despite his levels. Oh, that's one more thing I'll give Tower that's really cool. When you get your 3 teams, the fact that they're all getting experience and AP is actually a pretty cool thing. I took a lot of dudes from like level 6 to level 34 in this case with Beard here. But now I gotta figure out which units I'm gonna use, and I'm a little torn. Part of me wants to do Ray, because Ray's the only Thunder physical. Part of me wants to do... Rommel, fire physical. And then I kind of go back and forth between Bluebeard would be cool because he gets base pirate shit, and his ulti is just freaking ridiculous. Of course, you got Miss Archangel here. It would be really good with some user ulti on some of those effects that go off that really gimp your team. And then you got Phantom of the Opera here, good lifesteal stuff. I could do the stupid Gorath tank Thorns build that I've seen. But of course, I'd have to actually start putting effort into him. So I don't know. And then everyone else are just kind of either there or on the bubble. For the most part. Anyways, I promised it. Let's do a pull. Oh yeah, I forgot about my free pull. Oh, first. But usually in this, if you see Theria, it usually means you got at least a yellow. If you see Zekis, you can still get like a decent pull. Same thing with Pirate Lady, but most of the time Theria's there when you're getting a red pull, so... I get Firebird. Alright, so let's... By the way, I haven't gotten Jack, really. I did... Okay, I shouldn't say that. I got a red, one of the red arcs, but it was a clone. I think it was Golem. Nothing too crazy, but some... Oh, did they get rid of... Oh, crap, that's a... I want that Lilith banner. I pulled on it a couple times, but... Alright, well maybe I'm not pulling that. I mean, Mega Rona's really... I just feel dumb pulling on banners that are like, not limited. The game made me. Well, maybe I'm not pulling. See who's in this. So Mighty's in the... Yeah, I wanted a chance at freaking the double fire cat. But I did promise you guys, didn't I? Okay, let me pick a banner. Let's... We need a Dine. You need a Sevia, but not that bad. I guess we can go for Luger. Alright, let's do this. The hype in the world! World star! So hopefully we'll see Theria. There she is. Opens on yellow, that's good. It's only Theria though. But hopefully we'll get... I think you need at least 2 memories to definitely... to have a chance to get a red. 3 is basically guaranteed. 2, 3. There you have it. Hopefully it's freaking really good arc or the really good character. Yeah, okay. I'll take it. Well, there you have it. We got something out of it. This is all thanks to you. Arigatou gozaimashita. Anyways, even check that. I remember I was really excited for Exotic Mega Rona to come out. Or not Mega Rona, sorry. Grand Temple Maja. I just gotta remember why. Holy Wall. Oh yeah, base Terror Melt's not bad. Light High Boost. Oh yeah, okay, that's what I want. Okay. Yeah, we'll start building this one up too. I'll pump it to 4 real fast because Fast Metra is actually fairly underrated. It's basically free spell. How would you say, like, spell? It's mined, so 20% extra mine, so it's free. Free magic resistance and extra healing if you want it. Yeah, buddy, light magic attack plus 30. Imagine what Princess or one of the other light users can do with this. Might have to get that one. I've been thinking about getting a Holy Sword, but... Or the Sword of Mana. How that goes. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hoping that tower... You know, the rewards for it aren't, like, terrible. I don't mean to insinuate that, but I'm just hoping that... You know, you figure the end-all be-all for a game would have, like, oh my god, Foreign Light, floor 30, or whatever the last floor is gonna be. Choose your own, you know, 100 of X crystal, or 100 of X material. Choose your own 5-star upgrade material, something like that. Like, I think that's what they should go for. But this is why I don't make games, apparently. Alright, guys. That is it for me. And I'll see you guys. I'm about to do another Eden video, so I'll see you guys in that one if you're interested. So